Hello, everybody, and I'm gonna this is Debo with Debo's Film Reviews, and I'm gonna review Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie, and I mean the original one from 1995, not the reboot from 2017. Now that's gonna just be a review for another time. I gotta say, this movie was a quintessential piece of my childhood, and the childhood of anybody of any child who grew up in the '90s. I mean, talk about talk about some hilarious moments, some epic action, and a lit soundtrack. I mean, come on. When they were skydiving, beginning where they're skydiving in higher grounds by Red Hot Chili Peppers is playing, which I gotta say is a lot better than the Stevie Wonder version. And of course, you got Free Ride. Okay cover, but still next should have got Edgar Winter. And of course, Are You Ready by Devo, which is the action boy now, action girl now song, and of course, Since Run by They Might Be Giants, and Oh We're in Trouble, and those are some epic sounds, and an excellent cast with Paul Freeman as Ivan Ooze, Gabrielle Fitzpatrick as Dulcea, who, fun fact, was in the audition was down to her, Mariska Hargitay, or Catherine Sutherland, who later on took the place of Amy Jo Johnson in the series as Pink Ranger. Again, there was no one who could ever play Pink Ranger as well as Amy Jo Johnson could. Nobody. Kind of like how there's only one Tommy Oliver, and that's JDF. And at least the original Rangers did their own stunts. Well, in the series anyway. When they wore the suits, like they had stunt people. I mean, even Karen Ashley and Amy Jo both admitted they couldn't. They got back pain from wearing that suit because it was just armored and such. But at least one difference is between that and the series. In the series, Kimberly's suit had a skirt, while in the movie she didn't. And the reason why Yellow Ranger didn't have a skirt too, because only in the American version, which is Power Rangers, of course, in the only series version where it was had Yellow was a girl too. It was pretty much the Velma to Kimberly's Daphne, giving all the boys crushed on Kimberly, while most people, while some, you know, while Trini and Aisha played second fiddle, although they weren't bad looking themselves, but that's as far as I'm going to go in that one, because I got to make it more about the movie now. And of course, Ivan Ooze is one of the most quotable movie villains, like smells like teenagers and oh, the things that I have missed: the Black Plague, the Spanish Inquisition, the Brady Bunch reunion, and pretty fancy schmancy. Guess you invest well in 6,000 years that you could buy yourself something really nice. Oh, and their only encounter with Zordon when he infiltrates the command center after he sends the goons to fight the Rangers in at the construction yard in the first round out of free fights. Two Rangers in base form and Ranger form. Then the old school powers. Then they lose their powers after Ivan zaps Zordon's like he's Palpatine from Star Wars. Ooh, I was like, Ivan Ooze was one funny but evil son of a bitch. I mean, he made They made Lord Zed look like Mr. Rogers. I mean, although Lord Zed just sworn enemy, oh, that's good and decent. And he wasn't bad, but he wasn't so evil. He wasn't. He was a good villain, but he was better in the series, unlike the movies, where he was became second fiddle after his plot to use Ivan to destroy the Rangers backfired, and then Ivan puts him in the globe in a snow globe, and woof, talk about talk about some talk about talk about taking over, and of course how Goldar was comic relief compared to the badass in the series. I mean, that kind of one flaw would come in like could have done like a secondary battle sword duel between Tommy and Goldar, because quite frankly, Saba didn't get much love in the movie. All he got was like a little cameo when he corners the Rangers in the corners those when it corners those putties in that little giant bucket and zaps them purple freaks out, squashes them to literal ooze. And of course the Tango Warrior fight and the giant dinosaur and the fight in the wingless gargoyles. Woof. In the quest for the great power with Dulcea, of course, after when they get the Najeti powers, which in the series was a lot better take on that than this in the series version with Ninjor, who, I mean, he looked badass, but that voice was irritating. With a little Easter egg in that three parts episode of Dulcea in owl form, because she could turn into an owl. Because what do you expect of Wise? Wise of that bootleg Xena. And of course, overall, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is a 5 out of 5. One flaw is that was not being canon to the series, because I would have liked to. I mean, come on, who wouldn't have liked to seen Fred become a Ranger later on? I mean, come on, that was a poor use of a great character. And also got to admit how funny Ivan Ooze was with his free ooze in human form. And I'll say human form Ooze was a lot creepier. It was all, I'm a master of disguise. And of course, the absence of Squat and Babu from the series, who were underlings of Rita and Fenster from the series, which was omitted because Ivan was his own monster after the Rangers took down those ectomorphic machines, and great use of low budget type of CGI for that movie, because unlike the series where it was just an up close shot of a toy commercial of a toy Zord. And talk about some excellent fight scenes in that one. For a PG movie, I meant a lot of excellent kung fu with a team led by Jason Frank's Tommy with his 90 action hero ponytail. And I could call it that because as a kid I actually thought he was Steven Seagal for a moment, for years. I mean, given how they looked like before Seagal got fat, and Adrian Paul and Lorenz Lamas also had the ponytails too, but they eventually got haircuts. And of course, how, like I just mentioned, of an excellent portrayal of Amy Jo Johnson's Kimberly. I'll admit, she's one underrated actress. I mean, certain movies. I mean, if I could answer memes of certain movies would have been better for a better actress, she's one of my candidates. And of course, no one else, like I think I might have mentioned earlier, no one else could have played her just as well. Catherine Sutherland, I'd give her shot. She was good too, but kind of ironic how in the fan film how Katie Sackhoff played Kimberly, given how Catherine Sutherland and Katie Sackhoff look alike. The only difference is voice, because Catherine's Australian. But overall, Mighty Morphin Fire Rangers gets a more phenomenal 5 out of 5 for a cinematic masterpiece of the 90s. I mean, I'd say better than the series in special effects anyway. Practically, its only flaw was not being canon to the series, unlike Turbo, which that's for another review. So enjoy, people.